We have had some really strong, heavy rainfalls the last few days, and it's going to last the rest of the week. So there's so much incredible water flowing through the property, going to places where it's wanted and also to places where it's not. Water is one of the most powerful and beautiful resources you have here on your homestead. It's one thing that's really stopping us from securing our property because water is one of the main factors that we look for in our land. And right now, the water that's flowing through this property, it has places to go, but a lot of it is causing destruction and erosion and is ending up, we're not even sure where. So it's ending up where it shouldn't be. And right now, I wouldn't say it's wasted. The trees out here would definitely appreciate it, but there's a lot more potential for this water. And part of the idea of permaculture principles and also working with your ecosystem is making sure that the water is going where it's most useful and capturing that water to really utilize it in your gardens and on your homestead. Yesterday I had to work quick and make sure to fill up our IBC tote here full of rainwater so that our big tank could continue to capture the water. The big water tank is actually the one that has a pipe going into it that can actually capture the water. These little ones you need to put water into because you can see up the top here, they're not actually connected to a pipe or anything that's feeding the water into there, and that hole is just not big enough to capture it itself. I also, can you see this awful trench? I had to dig here this morning. So I woke up this morning to this garden bed filled with water. It was puddled up inside there. So I had to work quickly to divert our water away from the garden because it was actually flowing down from our drain over the driveway and coming straight into here. This is the spot where the water is going over the road and onto the garden. So it's spilling away from the drain that we should have going through here and going the wrong way because all of this is not dug out properly. It has overgrown and there's not enough plants and vegetation using up this water. So it's just pooling and not quite going down as it should. So this is actually our waterway. You can see the water comes down here from that pipe there. All right, so you can see with this area behind me, I'm taking all the leaves that have fallen off the trees just on the ground and I'm raking them up into one spot here at the top of the hill. I'm hoping that my chickens are going to come over, get interested in that and help me spread it as soon as I want them to, because this area over here come springtime is actually going to be our new strawberry and lettuce patch. So I'm going to plant a few things together that are going to work well together as always, but mainly this is going to be for strawberries. As you know, as I've mentioned earlier, the rain event really showed us that this is our drain and right now it's clogged up and it doesn't know where to go. So it's actually ending up in places we don't want it. So today, while I've got some time, I've got energy and I have the motivation to do so, I'm going to dig out some of this drain, lay a few rocks to help it stay that way so that the grass doesn't grow back, and guide it to go where I want it to go rather than where it is right now. This is going to be a massive job, so I better get to work. The fact that there's so many rocks here makes me think that this is a job that just hasn't been done in a while. And so all of this nature has started covering herself up. There are so many resources on a big plot of land like this. From sticks to rocks to leaves, twigs, everything can be used in some way. This area right here, I actually wouldn't mind transplanting a lot of my aloe vera and succulents to, because that will help to put roots into this hillside and actually prevent the dirt from rushing down during the rain events. So that could be a really good use of this spot here, right next to the drain before getting into the veggie patch. It's crazy to see just how much water is already moving through this as I'm digging it out. You can just see how swamped up it was over at the end there and how it needed to come down. Wow. Progress. Look who's getting to work. Good chickens. Alright, you guys, I think I'm spent. My camera is covered. Ooh, that probably looks awful, but my camera is covered in mud. I am covered in mud. I realized that it's a really good insect repellent, so I ended up putting it all over my arms. But have a look at my progress so far. It looks like a job yet to be finished, but it's flowing. So I did end up also finding this plant. It's a weed that's growing on our driveway right now. So I've pulled it out and actually laid it out onto this swale part, because I'm hoping that that's going to encourage it to grow all over this spot and put its roots in so that it creates some structure, and then this swale is actually going to stay in place. Had to go around the trailer. And this is where I stopped, so you can see I still have a bit of work to do to get it down to that little waterfall area that you saw earlier on. That's where it needs to go into that drain. It looks like I've done the drain just in time. We're about to see if it's really going to work or whether the rain's more powerful than I think it is. But for now, hopefully that stays away from my sweet pea, my garden, and maybe even that pig area. So let's see.